What's up everybody, Cameron Porter here with Hunting Mark. We are going to go over today how to clean a rifle scope lens. Okay, so when you're cleaning a lens, it's obviously different from any other thing that you're cleaning because it is a glass element that you actually have to see through. So if you have glasses, if you wear or know somebody who wears glasses, there's obviously concerns and considerations when you're cleaning those glasses. There are certain things you don't do, certain things you do. Rifle scope lenses are a little bit different from obviously just the kind of glasses that you'd wear on your face or like a camera lens, but there's a lot of similarities. So we're gonna go over all 5 steps to getting your rifle scope lenses clean. Now, the general rule of thumb with rifle scope lenses is minimum necessary force. Don't clean them unless there's something that is actually occluding your vision. You don't want to clean the lenses any more than you absolutely have to. That's number 1. Number 2, when you do clean the lenses, only clean them as deeply as they require being cleaned in order for you to have a clear picture in your glass, okay? That's the basic idea, is minimum necessary force. So the first thing, so what we got here, I've got a Burris, it's an older scope, a Burris 3 to 9 by 32 scope here, so kind of your run-of-the-mill kind of workhorse scope. And it's an older scope, so as you can see, you might be able to see it from the camera, maybe not. There's some dust that is building up here. It catches the light sometimes, and it is actually kind of clouding up the area, and the ocular lens is the same way. So there's some dust there. It's been in storage for a long time. We want to get this a little bit cleaned up before we take it to the range because we want to be able to see. What can I say? So the first thing you want to do is you want to use something like this. Now this I just picked up at Sportsman's Warehouse. It's Vortex brand. Loophole makes these, and honestly, you can get these on Amazon anywhere you want to. They're really quite cheap. I think this one was $10, which is honestly some of the more expensive ones that I've seen. But all you want is this really soft brush right here, and that's key because all you're gonna do is just kind of brush the lens. Just gonna give it a little brush. Give it a little soft little brush like that, see if you can get the dirt all clean off like that. Yeah. And that's actually going to do a lot of your heavy lifting. Most of the time, what you're going to do is this. Now, if you've got mud splatters that have hardened or crusted onto the glass, something like this obviously isn't going to be sufficient, but it's still the right place to start because you'd be really surprised at what you can dislodge just by using this brush. And it's soft enough that you can actually use a little bit of force. You can use a little bit of force on it and push sideways, and that will get some of the harder chunks that seem like they're more stuck on there. They can actually loosen them up pretty good, okay? Okay, so next step, this one, you know, honestly, okay, there's a little bit of smudge there, but honestly, this one's pretty much ready to go. So if I wanted to stop here, I could, but for the sake of the video, we're gonna keep going, show you the rest of the steps that you wanna do. So the next thing you wanna do is you wanna get at least 90% isopropyl alcohol. You can also get some specialty lens cleaner, anything that is for glasses, like lens cleaner designed for, you know, glasses will work just fine here. You can also use some of this, and again, minimum necessary force, okay? So the reason you use this instead of something like water, you can actually use water if you want to. Water is A, not gonna be quite as effective, and B, it's more likely to leave its own residue, its own spots after you use it. So if you have nothing else and you need to get it clean, you're out hunting, and you're in the middle of your trip and you didn't bring isopropyl alcohol for some crazy reason, right? You can actually use water. Okay, so you get your isopropyl alcohol, just a little tiny bit. Don't freak out. Yep, little tiny bit, just like that. And what you want to do is you want to let that, you don't want to let it sit for a long time. All you want to do is let it get the smudges that you couldn't get off with the brush, okay? That's it. And then if you did a little too much like I did here, just pour out the extra. And now, grab your microfiber cloth right here and wipe that baby clean. Now, you do want to be really careful with this, as if I have not drilled into that enough, but for the simple reason that the microfiber cloth is not going to scratch your lens. It will not. But the dirt that you're rubbing off of it will scratch your lens. So that's why you let it soak. You let the isopropyl alcohol soak, do its thing, loosen everything up, and then you very carefully, you know, get rid of that stuff so that it doesn't scratch your lens. Hey, that's actually looking gorgeous. Look at me, a lens cleaning machine. Okay, now we'll do the other lens here. Just as little as we can get, as we can manage to do. Just bloop. Okay, that was a little too little. Okay, there we go. Swirl that around a little bit, make sure the whole thing gets wet. When you're satisfied that it's all soaked through, pour out the excess. Grab your microfiber cloth here and carefully clean that baby up. And that right there is money. Look at that. That's so clean. I mean, you can't really tell, but look at that. It's so clean. Yes, cheer me on. I'm amazing. All right. And that, friends, is how to clean a rifle scope. Some frequently asked questions is fog. Usually, most of the questions I get about this type of thing have to do with fog, like when the lenses are fogging up. Now, unfortunately, that's not really a clean or dirty lens issue. That's because humidity has gotten inside the lens somehow, and that's what's causing it to fog up. So if you're having that kind of issue, you can take it to a gunsmith. You can ask. A lot of times, you just got to dry it out. If you just dry it out, it'll actually clear up. But then you just be careful later on so you don't end up in the same situation where that happened. And the next time, buy a lens that's purged, nitrogen purged. If there is fogging on the outside of the lens, that'll just go away, just like when you breathe on glass, right? If you breathe on glass, you fog the glass, and eventually it just kind of goes away. So if it's on the outside of the lens, don't worry about it. On the inside of the lens, you got to just dry it out and hope that that works. If not, like I said, you can try to take it to a gunsmith. It may not work. There may not be anything they can do. But that's it. That is our video on how to clean a rifle scope lens. Go ahead and let me know in the comments how horrible you think I did on this. And if you think I did a great job, I'd love to hear that too. So thanks so much. We'll see you in the next video.